I already know this. Thanks for the warning.
Hot mic.
Are we on now?
Yeah, we're on
Mic
now.
check, mic check.
Hot mic check.
Just say hot mic.
Hot mic check. I'm telling you, so I let everybody know at first. I ain't scared. He's like, I ain't scared of no life. She said, I ain't scared of no life. I ain't scared of no ghost.
Right?
Like right over your shoulder, okay? Yeah,
No,
just
sorry,
yeah. No, you're fine.
Hot mic means we're live.
Oh yeah, hot mic. So yeah, it means we're live. So if we're talking crap about anybody, be careful. They might be listening.
Check one, check two.
All right. Here, friend, let me turn this in a little bit. And then I'm gonna step this up a little bit. There we go. Look at that beautiful thing there. All right, welcome everybody to the live. Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley. Got an intro with me here with Lolisi. Here, I'll flip the camera on this. Lolisi in the house. Aaron Lopez is Jake Paul fan. Appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you very much. Keep hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're just waiting.
Subscribe, people.
I think everyone heard me say hot mic. A little quiet.
Because they know not to mess with drip, drip.
So,
Get kicked out of this.
so we're gonna get kicked out.
Let them look at the pictures.
So these people are coming out pretty soon. Appreciate you guys watching the live. That'll be good for getting everybody. All right, my peoples. Appreciate you guys watching.
Let's do it again. Oh.
It's live. What do you mean it's not recording? Of course it's recording. It's live. What do you think live means?
I didn't mean to say live. I meant to say it's like, why are we seeing ourselves in now? Just Lola Lipsy people.
Look, put your mask on, Lola, and go on the camera. Damn, I would be scared if you walked into my liquor store. You're gonna rob me for sure. With the big hoop earrings, the bandana. We're getting robbed. Liquor store's getting robbed.
UTG, baby.
You might get robbed here, shit. I don't know what you got cracking.
Yeah, but we train, you work out. I box, we're gonna kick ass.
Oh, I'm worried about you. What do you mean? We train. You're the problem. You're the threat.
Jake Paul is the problem.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Not me. Got you. Let's people. Oh, we only have.
They're talking. Someone asked about Jake Paul right now. Oh, where is this being held? At the Novo in Los Angeles.
The Novo.
Novizi.
Hopefully it'll be a little bit more, energetic compared to the last time we were here.
Last time was pretty good, so you don't like last time?
Wilder didn't even say anything.
Yeah, but, I mean, that made for a story. Right?
It made for so it's the strategy in doing that. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good.
Stuff.
Oh, I know. Never a dull moment. Thank you. Hot mic Fern.
Hot mic Fern.
She has no idea, does she?
Yeah, Fern's kind of
She has no
hot
idea.
mic.
She has no idea about me and hot mics.
He is quite a big worrier about the hot mic.
I know. How are you? Just saying hi to my people. Yeah, I got people.
You got people's too?
I got people.
You got people's too? Very nice.
Are you trying to make us jealous or something?
To get cracking. Something's happening. Here, I'm gonna flip this. Go. Alright, here I go.
Okay. Oh, that's better. Thank you. That's what I meant to say.
This is
Oh, we're
us.
famous. Tag me so I can share some shit. Tag me so I can share this. I want to have my own podcast.
It was what it was.
Are you gonna do one? Can I be on your podcast?
I don't even have a podcast, but I guess if I ever got one, then yeah.
Why haven't you started your own?
It's a lot of work. Podcast is a lot of work. What are you talking about, bro?
It's usually how it works.
What is your malfunction?
No, malfunction.
That's interesting.
I want to give that guy more gasolina.
Dame más gasolina.
I think I should move. You're not gonna get far on your video. I got the giggles now.
I got the giggles.
I got a case of the giggles. I can't.
Is that chick called mom? No, that's
What?
not her. The older lady is that chick called mom?
Somebody's mom. Okay, I was gonna come right back.
I'm gonna have to raise this shit. Oh shit, look at me being prepared already. What? Good job, Steve-O from yesterday.
Ew. Feels weird. That's the point. No, I don't like it. No means no.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. You said no means no. Stupid.
I apologize, but I got briny cluster. You know, as in, I think you, not cluster.
I can hear you whispering. Someone said that.
What did they say?
Someone said we can hear you whispering.
That's the point. I'm never sorry.
I'm never scared. I'm never scared. I run across the stage with I'm never scared. What?
Okay, bone crusher.
I'm never scared. Lola is on one right now. It's that Maxwell house.
Shout out to Maxwell House. Shout out to Maxwell House.
Why are we the only ones? Everyone just listens to us. I ain't got no flavor.
Hazelnut.
Ain't got that Maxwell. I am never scared. What? No, it's loud.
You're right, Lola. Thank you. I just realized, yeah, you've been right this entire time. What the hell was that?
Austin Powers is here.
What kind of fire is that? Oh, yeah. So. Somebody's ringtone. They saw Steven, they're like,
Barry saw me.
dang.
They saw me again.
How did that
batter or someone's parent. You know, we get like, no, we're gonna stay without the phone. So 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You need to shut up.
So we go with live.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Los Angeles. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing, and this is the official press conference for Paul versus Woodley. You know, this summer, Showtime Sports has shown you why we are the preeminent leader in combat sports. We have brought you high stakes, intriguing championship, unification, this coming weekend, the undisputed championship fights. And whether it's in the ring on Showtime Championship Boxing or in the octagon, especially with Bellator's Grand Prix tournament coming, the championship, $1 million on the line at the end of the month, no one delivers to fight fans like Showtime and Showtime Sports. And today, we're here to announce another high-stakes, intriguing fight that will be coupled with a championship fight with pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. Today's conference, by the way, we're streaming it live. See it on Showtime Sports YouTube channel, on Jake Paul's YouTube channel, and live across a number of online streams around the world. And we are here to formally announce that on Sunday, August 29th, at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in the Buckeye State, Cleveland, Ohio, and live on Showtime pay-per-view, the main event will feature Jake, the Problem Child, Paul, taking on TYRON, the Chosen One Woodley, in an 8-round cruiserweight bout. Now, it will be fought at a catch weight. They've agreed on a 190-pound weight limit. It will also be coupled with another high-stakes championship fight, because you're going to have the unified champion, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, Amanda Serrano. Yamileth, another champion in Yamileth. The event being brought to you by Most Valuable Showtime pay-per-view, and of course the pay-per-view telecast special time. We're going to do it at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is 5 o'clock Pacific time. And of course, it's going to be produced, it's going to be distributed by Showtime pay-per-view. Now, tickets for this live event will be available for purchase, and they go on sale next week, Thursday, July 22nd at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Again, Thursday, July 22nd at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Barstool Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner for this event, so you want to lay down some stacks, make sure you hit up Barstool Sportsbook and lay down some money on who you think going to win it. Again, this fight coming your way, Showtime pay-per-view on Sunday, August 29th. Now, let me bring to the podium the brains behind Showtime's boxing schedule. I like calling boxing's best friend. He is without doubt one of the coolest, most innovative cats in this business. He is the president, he's the GM of Showtime Sports, Mr. Steven Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. For over 35 years, Showtime has been the network for high-quality, big-time combat sports events. from the most promising young prospects to boxing's most accomplished champions to quite literally the biggest pay-per-views in sports history to the highest quality, most exciting MMA, we bring it all to you. And as Brian mentioned, our current schedule is a great proof of that. This Saturday, Jermell Charlo goes to hopefully make history in becoming the first undisputed four-belt champion in the super welterweight division against a very tough Brian Castano. Next week, the 20th anniversary of ShowBox, the unique franchise, Showtime's unique, groundbreaking series. It's the only series in boxing that identifies and develops young champions year after year. And then July 31, right here in LA at the Forum, Bellator's biggest fight ever, Patricio Pitbull versus AJ McKee, the featherweight world champion, the Grand Prix championship, and of course the $1 million bonus. And that's all just in the next 2 weeks. So as you see, Showtime Sports covers every aspect of combat sports. This isn't a trend, it's not a fad. This is who we are. We are the home of premier combat sports. And that's why this event is on Showtime pay-per-view. August 29th is certainly no exception. In just 3 fights, Jake Paul has become the talk of boxing and of combat sports. People ask me repeatedly, why did we become involved in this? What is it that got us involved? And in my response is, look, we weren't the first ones to the party here, but we do recognize a good party when we see one. And the reality, what Jake has done in his first 3 fights is unprecedented in combat sports. No one has generated this kind of attention in 3 fights, in just the first 3 fights of their career. The commitment that Jake has made, and you've seen it already, is that he respects the sport, he takes it seriously, and he is committed to fighting tougher opponents with each fight. And you see that. He is progressing with each fight, and I promise you that will continue to happen going forward. As for TYRON Woodley, well, we know exactly what to expect from him. Strikeforce fighter, appeared 9 times on Showtime. He's a 5-time UFC world champion. 14 of his 19 wins were by TKO or submission. He is an elite combat sports athlete. This is an intriguing matchup, a true 50-50. If anyone tells you they know how this fight is going to go, they're lying. Because this is the epitome of a 50-50 fight. And with that intriguing main event, we're going to surround it with high-quality boxing matches. We have a couple of the fighters here today in one of our featured prelim fights. Showtime is proud of its history in women's combat sports, both boxing and MMA. We've had Amanda Serrano on Showtime before. We're proud to welcome her back to the network. She is, without question, one of the best pound-for-pound female fighters on the planet, possibly the best pound-for-pound. And she is one of the most exciting fighters, male or female, in the sport. A prolific knockout artist. She's got her work cut out from her. A champion in her own right, Yamalith Mercado, brings her own title history, her own belt into this. She is moving up 4 pounds in this for another installment of the classic Puerto Rico versus Mexico matchup. We will have 2 more fights for the pay-per-view card, which will be announced very shortly. They will be competitive boxing cards. This is not a novelty. This is not an exhibition. This is real boxing. This is a competitive sporting event, and it is something that you should not miss. We thank our partners, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and Barstool Sportsbook, and we will see you all on August 29th.
I told you, one thing I love about Steven, again, thinking out of the box, he's innovative, and that's what the sport needs. You want to bring more eyeballs to the sport, invigorate the sport, infuse it with excitement. He certainly has his pulse on it, and I love what he's done at Showtime and what he's doing here for the sport. Let's meet the fighters. And let's start with the co-feature. And you heard Steven mention one of the champions getting ready to come out here now. She is a world champion. She comes fighting out of Chihuahua, Mexico. And you want to talk about a woman who has reigned. Well, she's been a champion now for 2 years. The WBC Super Bantamweight champion, 18-2, 5 knockouts. She's coming up 4 pounds to compete against Amanda Serrano here. The WBC Super Bantamweight champion. And she'll be facing a woman who comes in at 41-1, 30 knockouts. She is the WBC, the WBO, the IBO world champion. She's held titles in 7 different weight divisions, more than any female fighter in history. She is the unified featherweight champion of the world. She is known as the real deal, Amanda Serrano. The fighting pride of Puerto Rico. So ladies, let's talk about this fight that's going down on August 29th. And Amanda, I'll start with you. You know, here you again, another challenge, another champion. Let the people know your thoughts on facing Mercado on August.
The real Mexican champion. That's what you call a real Mexican champion coming up to fight me. Not too many want to, but thank you, Yami, para esta pelea. Thank Showtime for having me and Lou DeBella for for fighting for me. But it's gonna be a great fight. There's never a boring night when it's Mexican versus Puerto Rico, so I guarantee you it's gonna be a night of fireworks.
Yami, Amanda, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. She has, if you look at her last 5 fights, she stopped 4 of them. Tell us, why do you believe not only that you can win this fight, considering you're coming up in weight and fighting against a power puncher in Amanda Serrano?
Yamile, ¿por qué crees que le puedes ganar a Amanda Serrano subiendo una división si viene de noquear a sus últimas 4 rivales? Y es alguien que es una peleadora de poder.
Yo creo que estoy muy agradecida por la oportunidad y siento que soy la nueva generación del boxeo, que soy una peleadora fuerte, que cada vez va aprendiendo y que tengo mucha hambre por coronarme en esta división nueva, experimentar en la categoría de los plumas, y sé que va a ser una guerra y que los verdaderos ganadores pues van a ser el público.
I'm very excited and first of all very thankful for the opportunity. I think I'm a new generation of fighters, and I'm very blessed to fight here at this and with Amanda, and we want to fight in the featherweight division, and I'm very strong and ready for this.
Yami, will your power carry to 126?
Que si tu poder va a poderse ver bien en peso pluma.
Yo creo que sí, no es la primera pelea que he realizado en peso pluma, mis inicios fueron en esa categoría, entonces me siento contenta y muy fuerte para esta pelea.
I started my career in this weight class, then went down, and I'm very happy to come back to this weight class. So I'll be good there.
Amanda, let me ask you straight out. You look at some of these rankings, got you number 3, some number 2. Pound for pound, you talk about female fighters. Are you pound for pound number 1, the best female fighter in the world right now?
Well, I'm the best that I can be, and I want to continue to be the best. But it's an honor to be on that list. Being anywhere in the top 3 is great fighters. You have Olympic gold medalists up there. I've only had 9 amateur fights, so it's an honor to be up there. But it's a matter of opinions, and I'm going to continue to fight. And to me and my team, and to my ally in Puerto Rico, I'm number 1, so I'm happy there.
We'll wrap it up with this. What can you guarantee the people on August 29th when they tune in to Showtime pay-per-view that they're going to see when you step in the ring against a champion like Mercado?
August 29th, you're gonna see nothing but fireworks. You know, I always bring a great show. I always look great with my great outfit. And Mexican Puerto Rico, you're never gonna have a dull night with us. And I think Jake Paul and Woodley are gonna have competition.
Absolutely. Yami, same question. What can you guarantee that the people are going to get when they tune in and watch you fight Amanda Serrano on August 29th?
¿Qué garantizas que va a pasar esa noche el día de la pelea?
Yo creo que garantiza una guerra entre 2 campeonas, diferente división, pero una guerra en la que las dos queremos ganar, que nos levanten la mano y que nos cataloguen como una de las mejores libra por libra del mundo, y que esa noche pues el boxeo femenil se va a robar totalmente los reflectores hacia nosotras y van a reconocer que esto es la calidad en el boxeo.
It's going to be a war. It's going to be a very fun night, and we're going to bring it all in. And yeah, the ladies are going to take the show that night, and it's going to be a great night.
Love it. One of the co-features that you're going to see on August 29th. Let's get to the other co-feature in the main event. And let me introduce a man who on August 29th on Showtime pay-per-view will be making his boxing debut. But he is no stranger to throwing hands. He's known as one of the hardest punchers in UFC history. He is the former UFC welterweight champion of the world. He's known as the Chosen One. Ladies and gents, TYRON Woodley. Went 19-7-1 in his career, 9-6-1 in the UFC, making his boxing debut on August 29th. The Chosen One. And the man he will be facing. He'll be coming back home to the Buckeye State in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. It'll be his 4th professional fight. He has knocked out all 3 of his opponents that he's faced thus far. This man, a YouTube social media star, who has all of a sudden turned himself into a pugilistic puncher. He's known as the Problem Child. Ladies and gents, Jake Paul. And joined by the Problem Bot. Three and 0. All 3 victories have come by knockout. Well, let me start with this, guys, and Jake, I'll start with you because you guys, had a private photo shoot. There was no media there, but in that private photo shoot, you guys had a chance to, kind of face off, look at one another, and in that photo shoot, you said during the face-off, quote, "I saw it in his eyes. I saw it deep in his soul that he knew this right hand was going to crack him in his skull." You still stand by that?
Yeah, look, I saw fear in his eyes. I saw a man who just accepted a fight mostly for a paycheck. Saw a man who doesn't really have a fight left in him. Saw a man who's been defeated multiple times now and who will be finished and sent into retirement by YouTube Disney star boxer.
Keyword, you saw a man. Something you're not. You're a problem child. That's what you saw. You haven't even been in front of enough people to know to judge a face off front. My sparring partners will finish you.
We'll see, you know?
But nice watch though.
We'll see what happens, you know? I think your career is over, man.
I know, you think I know. It's two different things.
I'm going to bounce your brain off of your skull. Instant concussion, you will be on the mat. You're just not the same Tyrone anymore.
I never was Tyrone, number one. Number two, everything you just scripted and wrote and practiced in the mirror, you shaking while you even saying it. Like, this is a fight. This ain't fucking for play. This for real.
Tyron, let me ask you this. Let me follow up on that. Because you told the boxing scene, you're going to knock Jake out in 3 rounds. Said, quote, they're gassing him up. You've got power. He's old. He ain't want to fight in a million years. You're the more hungry, younger guy. You're taking me lightly. Think you can beat me up? They're lying to this kid. I'm going to F him up. You still stand by that?
I mean, look at my resume. Look at all the up-and-coming fighters, the Darren Tills, the Kevin Gaslams, the one that gassed up and they gave false hope that they can get the job done. And watch what happened. None of them landed a punch. So him being athletic, him having a right hand, him getting everybody either want him to. So many people come up to me on a day-to-day basis. You gotta knock him the fuck out. I'm like, damn, what this dude done did to everybody? He got people wanting to watch him. That's why we're sitting here right now.
That's the exact pressure that's going to crack you on fight night.
The pressure's gonna be on you.
You have never been in a fight like this, and you know that the whole MMA community
Robbie
is
Lawler,
counting
Carlos
on you.
Condon, Darren Till, I've never been in a fight like that.
Don't know who the fuck those guys are.
Exactly.
You've never been on a fight of this scale. You've never been on a fight of a fight of this scale, which is why this is the biggest payday of your life. And you know that the whole MMA community is counting on you to knock me out and to beat me. When you lost to Kamaru,
I got one person counting.
When you lost to Gilbert Burns, when you lost to all of those guys, you had built-in excuses.
When
they
have
were the
you
best.
fought anybody at that
they were the
caliber?
best. What happens when you lose to
When
Jake
have you
Paul?
fought anybody
What
at
happens
that
when you
caliber?
lose to Jake Paul? You're gonna be the laughing stock.
When
of the
have you
internet.
fought anybody
Just like
at that
I
caliber?
turned Nate Robinson into a floor mat, I'm gonna turn you into fucking
Nate
pigs.
Robinson plays basketball. He shoot 3 points and slam dunk.
Hey, Jake.
I knock people out for a living.
Is this the toughest fight? When you look at the 3 that you fought, Tyron Woodley, toughest fight?
Toughest by far, and that's exactly what I want. I want to continue to increase my opponent's, skill level. I want to challenge myself. This is a legitimate knockout artist. This is a legitimate knockout artist. He was boxing while I was on Disney Channel. He's been boxing probably 4 or 5 times as long as me. But August 29th, Cleveland, Ohio, in my hometown, you will see a boxing clinic be put on. And this man doesn't go more than 3 rounds.
Tyron, one of the things we saw on social media is that you showed some pictures of you training with Floyd Mayweather. Can you tell us how those sessions went? And did he give you maybe some tricks that we will see on August 29th?
I mean, to get an opportunity to work out with Floyd Mayweather, an idiot would not take that advantage of that situation. He showed me stuff not specifically to defeat Jake, but to be a world-class boxer in general. Techniques, positions, placements, hand positioning, movements. In MMA, sometimes we waste energy. Sometimes we do a lot of shucking and jiving, and they don't have purpose. Everything I do, everything I throw is gonna hurt. My feints are gonna hurt. It's gonna make his body shake to the point where he don't know what the fuck's going on. So you could say, I'm out to say anything. I'm from the show me state. You gotta show me. I've been in there. This ain't my first big stage. I was at the sold-out Madison Square Garden with the fight of the night. The biggest gate they've ever had in history. The best card in UFC history. I was a fighter of the night.
That's not true. The biggest gate was last weekend in Vegas, but...
The biggest gate of Madison Square Garden. Listen to what I say, young man.
So, how is Floyd Mayweather gonna teach you to beat me when he couldn't even finish my brother?
Just talk about money and just talk about clout. Because when we talk about fighting, you shouldn't even be talking in the same sentences with me.
I mean, we can talk...
I'm a Hall of Fame already. And I'm gonna make history bouncing your head off the mat. Now what?
Well, we can talk about fighting. I mean, if you want to dive into it. I mean,
What
look at your coaches. Who is your coach? Is it
what can we
Pedro
refer
Diaz?
to?
Is it Eric Brown? Is it Floyd Mayweather? You're bouncing around coaches like you do baby mamas. How many kids you got now? You're a 39-year-old man who's pulling up
guess
games
what?
week.
You know
Get
what's
your
funny?
shit together, bro.
You know what's funny? You got on
Get
all
your
this
shit together,
You
bro.
look like a rap video. Tell me somebody in your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing.
Tell me
after
somebody in
this.
your neighborhood that dressed like that.
I'm going fishing.
Tyron,
after this.
I am coach.
How about this?
You want to be a
People
rapper.
rap about what I
You
did.
you want to
My coaches
be
are
a
cohesive.
rapper.
You
But
have
what
coaches
most of
that
the
are
songs on
cohesive.
Spotify that fucking suck with 2 streams,
Brother,
You're
are you
39 years old
serious?
trying to become a
Are
rapper.
you serious?
You're trying to become a rapper.
Have you saw
Here's the thing.
yourself?
How about this?
Pull your hair
all
back
of
and
the
let's see
money,
your
all
line.
of the money,
Pull the front of your
all
hair
of the
back
money
and
that
let's
you're
see your
getting
ego.
from this fight is going to your baby mamas.
Pull your
You
hair
bought-
back.
You bought a used Bentley.
You know
I see
what's
it on
funny?
your Instagram.
You
You
know
bought a
what's funny?
used Bentley
My
with your money.
biggest flex is my
You bought
I know.
a used Bentley
That's
with
my
your
Hold
money.
on.
biggest flex.
I think these guys want to
So
hear
you
about
actually thank you guys.
They wanna hear about the
It's not
fight.
an
Instagram covering up the steering wheel so you can't see how many miles is on it. He's like,
Bruh.
just got this Ocean Auto Club
What are we talking-
used
what are we
luxury
talking
car
about here?
dealership.
We talking about fights.
Yeah, let's talk about fighting.
I'm talking about
Guess
how
what?
you're a used
Let's talk about
bitch.
used Bentley, used bitch, and guess what? You gonna pay for those words, brother.
So let me ask you this.
By
Tyron,
the way, I'm not gonna pay.
Plugs,
I'm paying you.
plugs,
I'm paying you.
plugs get pulled for that word. You gonna find out.
so
Okay,
We're
rapper.
gonna find out.
how about this?
Okay,
We're gonna find
rapper.
out.
Tyron,
I'm culture. I can talk about culture.
A lot of
It's on
people-
what they rap about.
a lot of people have written, because they go back to your UFC record, they say, well, he's lost his last 4. He even lost his last fight, obviously in the octagon. Does he still have enough left in the tank? Can you answer that?
Jake, meet me in Swan tonight. Let's get a warm up on. I guarantee you, when you leave the gym, you'll never fucking walk in that ring with me ever. If you really want to see, if we're a fighter, if it's all about money or if it's all about how, meet me at the gym today.
Jake,
Meet me at the gym.
Jake,
You are stupid as fuck.
Holler at your boy.
let me ask you this.
Watch what happens.
If you win this fight,
When?
and obviously you've knocked out everybody you face, if you stop him, what should they be saying about Jake Paul as a fighter?
I think they're already saying it, man. I think the secret's out of the bag. Look, I'm sparring some of the best fighters in the world. Andrew Tabiti, Jean Pascal, Jay Leon Love, Rob Safar, Ahmed Ely Bailey. Like the list goes on.
Sparring thoughts.
And when I knock out Tyron, I think people will be like, wow, this kid is he's the real deal. Like Amanda Serrano out here. We were just training last night. She has one of the highest knockout rates for female boxers ever, about to beat the record, and we just like have that same mentality. I'm a real killer. I'm gonna take Tyrone into deep waters and drown him. This is my make or break fight. People are wanting to see me lose. You know, the MMA community wants to see Jake Paul fall. They're counting on Tyrone, but he's just not gonna get the job done.
So I know there are members of the media want to ask some questions. We'll end it with this. We'll start with you, Tyron. What can you guarantee people when they pay their money for Showtime pay-per-view on August 29th to see you fight Jake Paul? What can you guarantee you that they're going to get on August 29th? Jake, same question.
I mean, people know what they get when you're tuning into a Jake Paul event. That's
All
why
the time.
that's why I'm the most impactful 3-0 boxer in history. No fighter has ever accomplished what I've accomplished in 3 fights. And people can say I didn't earn it. People will say I don't deserve it, but I'm earning more than any fighter has ever earned 3 fights in. And people know what they get when they tune into a Jake Paul show. I'm knocking this guy out. That's what people want to see. And we're putting on a show.
How you gonna do it? And I don't think he don't deserve it. I think what he's doing is trying to, I'm a Disney, I'm a vlogger, and I'm fighting this seasoned veteran UFC champion. It's all just in case. It's a backup excuse for when I wax you in that ring. That's what it is. He a fighter. This is gonna look like a fight. It's a lot of fights that's taking place that people are, oh, this is bad for the sport. Will look like a fight. It's not going. I'm not just gonna walk out there and swing 2 punches and everybody think I'm knocking him out in 2 minutes. This is a real fucking fight. I'm training like I'm fighting Mike Tyson. I want y'all to really know that. So don't fall for the BS. Oh, I'm Disney. Oh, this is not a. No, this is a fight. You want to fight me? You sign the line. It's war.
We got members of the media. I know you guys have questions. We're going to pass the mic to you. Just make sure that you introduce yourself. Let us know who you're representing. Questions? Right here in front with the hat.
Jake, what happened to the Conor chain? And are you planning to change for this fight?
Yeah, so the Conor chain is back at home right now, but Dustin Poirier sent me over his address. So we're getting that over to him, and I think he's gonna auction it off for charity. So people are gonna someone's gonna be able to get the notorious Conor McGregor, Sleepy McGregor chain.
Before you answer the next question, Jake, you had initially offered Conor McGregor $50 million. Then after the loss, you said $23 million. Do you still want to fight Conor McGregor even after the loss?
You know, I think it could happen, right? I think the funny thing about this journey is I've predicted, you know, everything that has happened thus far. 18 months ago when I said I wanted to fight Conor, people laughed at me. Now I'm laughing at Conor with a broken ankle, sitting there in the octagon, and he needs Jake Paul more than I need him. So yeah, my offer to Conor is $23, and if we ever fought, I would knock those fake ass teeth right out of his fucking mouth. You know, Dustin Poirier treated this man. Dustin Poirier is an amazing fighter, don't get me wrong, amazing guy. I actually became a fan of his over the weekend. But, you know, he's 5'9", 155 pounds. I'm 6'1", 200. And so Conor McGregor would not stand a chance.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Victoria Venin for Ring TV, and I just want to know if you do win this fight, what do you plan to gain from it, and who would you like to fight next?
Oh, when I win this fight, I plan to gain a lot of money. And look, the price in the stock just keeps on going up. Showtime pay-per-views. And I think there's a long list of people, you know, but it's just figuring out who's active and who makes the most sense. And me and my team will make that decision when the time is right.
Okay, and that's awesome. And what advantages do you think your opponent has over you?
None.
I love it. Thank you.
Tyron, could you answer that too? You victorious? Another fight? Boxing?
Of course, I didn't get into this for a quick payday to get in and get out. This is a stepping stone for me. This is my entry into boxing for sure. So for me, I'm not gonna say nothing because he damn lie, because he know good and well I knock him out. But at the end of the day, when I look at him, I look at a kid that really don't have nothing to lose. I look at power. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't have power, but anybody that has power, the brawlers, the Robbie Lawlers, the people that really possess the ability to possibly shut your lights out, they're the ones that maybe train the hardest. So I look forward to it.
Robbie Lawler, you know, that was a discussion going into my Ben Askren fight. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren. Robbie Lawler's a beast. Robbie Lawler couldn't knock out Ben Askren.
You're talking about me.
1 minute, 59 seconds, I finished your best friend butt buddy.
I'm not trying to gas Robbie Lawler, by the way.
Yep. In the blue?
TYRON Woodley. This is Muhammad Mubarak. I'm with the Electronic Irma Report. What do you plan to do after this fight in boxing? Do you plan to continue to fight in the world of boxing, or do you want to go back to what you've done before?
I plan to continue to fight in boxing, to be honest. It's not gonna hurt me to focus just on striking, focus on my positioning, focus on my punching, my defense, my counters, and just being mobile, just with your hands alone. So when I fight in mixed martial art fight, I think I'm gonna go into the fight with more tools and be sharper. So one thing that we do too many times, I know it's dope for you guys to hear, yeah, I wanna hear predictions, but when you think too far beyond the fight that's in front of you, that's when the shit goes the other direction. So for me, this is the biggest fight of my life because it's the next fight.
Jake.
Lance?
Yeah, hey Jake. I wanted to ask you, I mean, when TYRON is talking like this, is that what you actually wanted? I mean, you wanted an opponent like this who's going to test you, who is a bigger puncher than the previous guys you fought, correct?
Yeah, I love it. I haven't been hit in 3 fights. It's a fact.
Well, that's gonna get hit in this fight.
I haven't been hit in the face. So as a professional boxer, that's sort of unheard of. And I just want to add some experience to my belt. Look, I want to go after Canelo in 3 years. I want to be a world champion. And so if I'm fighting guys who can't hit me, you know, how am I going to get better in the ring under those lights and get that experience? So Tyron's the perfect person to maybe get me to the 3rd round for the first time ever.
Can you take this cup from me? Okay, because you said it look real silly for no reason.
Yes, and hat.
David Avila, question for Amanda Serrano. Amanda, how surprised were you that you weren't able to get another featherweight titles to compete against you and had to go to super featherweight?
Well, I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, we've been gunning for the champions at that weight for a couple of months, about a year now. When I decided I wanted to become undisputed champion, it's definitely still my goal, and they still in my sight. And yeah, but I'm just super honored that I'm able to fight again, even if it's against another champion, it doesn't matter. But yeah, hopefully we can get those fights soon.
Yes.
Gianna Love Boxing Insider. Tyron, he mentioned that he didn't know any of your previous fights. If you had to pick 2 or 3 of your fights to introduce Jake to what type of fighter you are, which of your 3 past fights would you tell him he needs to watch to really know who you are?
I mean, Jake's a fan, so he knows all of my fights. He played me on a UFC video game, and you know, he's just saying
I don't
that
even
because
own an Xbox.
he says that because it sounds cool to basically try to discredit the person to the side. But at the end of the day, he's talking about a career. Okay, I have a career, and I had a career before it was even legal. Yeah, I was a what?
Keyword had.
Okay. Back to intellectual conversation.
For sure, bro.
He literally recognized what I'm possible. He just said I'm a seasoned striker. How would you know that I'm a seasoned striker without watching me? He just took somebody's word for it? No, he watched me. And he's gonna watch me punch him right in the face. And he gonna look in his corner, he gonna look at his coaches and be like, you lied to me. You told me I could beat him. You told me he was old. You told me he was washed up.
That is actually not what they tell me. They say this is the biggest challenge, and every single day they say this is a serious fighter.
They should have told you
There's a lot on the line here. This is a high-risk fight, but they tell me, Jake, you will beat him and you will KO him. They're not sitting here fluffing my feathers, okay? Like I have the best team, one of the best boxing teams I've ever seen in the world. It's Patriots, Bill Belichick, Bulls, 96, 97, team problem child. They're not here gassing me up. People think I have yes men. People think I have weird people around me telling me shit. That's not the case, buddy.
That's what I don't think.
We're taking you very seriously. We're taking you very seriously, but anything that you bring to the ring, it just won't matter. 3 rounds.
Hi Jake, Adriana Jimenez with Fino Boxing. A few weeks ago you mentioned that you wanted to make a bet with him to double up the purse. Is that something that you're still bringing up, that you're interested in?
Yeah, look, I mean, he didn't want to take that bet.
I did, but I didn't want to let you fucking get the upper hand. At the time you said, I'm like, man, that sounds appetizing, but I didn't want to let you just get that moment.
Okay, so how about this? Let's make a new bet right now.
I just bet I'm gonna beat your ass.
If I beat you, you have to get I Love Jake Paul tattooed on you. But if you beat me, I get I Love Tyron Woodley tattooed on me, and you have to post it on your Instagram feed. Deal or no deal? Are you confident or not?
What y'all think?
Do it! Do it!
I think I should do it?
Yes.
Oh, this guy has no fucking confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we shake on it?
Yeah.
There we go. Folks, let me just say this. It's going down Sunday, August 29th, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. It's live on Showtime pay-per-view. The main event, the problem child. Jake Paul taking on the chosen one, TYRON Woodley. 8-round cruiserweight bout. The winner not only gets a victory, but somebody's gonna get tattooed. I love the other guy on his body and putting it on the gram. And of course, we get 2 other champions, Amanda Serrano taking on Yami Mercado. It's gonna be a great night of fighting. Fighters, let's face off. Let's start with the females first. Yami and Amanda. Let's get you guys to face off. Let's get the belts. It's Mexico, Puerto Rico. The Real Deal taking on Yami Mercado. The WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World taking on the Unified Featherweight Champion of the World, and a woman who's won titles in 7 different weight divisions. Face to face. Mexico, Puerto Rico, August 29th on Showtime pay-per-view. And now to the main event. You got the former UFC welterweight champion, the chosen one, TYRON Woodley, taking on the unbeaten, the problem child, Jake Paul. It goes down in the Buckeye State of Ohio. Jake Paul's hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, Showtime pay-per-view. TYRON Woodley, a UFC champion, making his boxing debut, taking on a man who became a YouTube star and now pugilistic puncher.
Okay guys, face down, good job. 10 seconds.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night,
All 4 fighters, please.
Let's get down to business. Mama, please don't want to Mama, Papa, when my heart speaks. Friends keep telling me.
August 29th, Showtime pay-per-view from Cleveland, Ohio. Tickets go on sale next Thursday, July 22nd. Thank you everybody for coming out. And of course, we will see you August 29th in Cleveland on Showtime pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'll cover the box.
We're live here.
I'm moonlighting.
That's good. You talk Arrow sometimes?
Oh my God, I will.
Brian Custer killed it again once again. Great job. I'm going to keep doing the same. I forgot to introduce myself. I know you didn't introduce yourself.
Come on, man. I gotta introduce yourself.
What do you think? You could just set up a couple of chairs.
I mean, I like it because you guys, I like that ball.
Any video interviews on stage, line up right here. Print in the corner over there.
What's up, bro? How you been, man? Good to see you. What's up, big dog? Good to see you, bro.
Let's test everything up. Line up right here, video. One-on-one.
Tyron's over there.
You're Canadian. So? That all sounds different. My new writer.
Ray. Ray. Ray.
Brenner, you stay up here. I'll go get the talent.
Andy, over here.
Okay.
something.
Good.
Multitasking. Right now it's like this. Oh, that first. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
They might need to slide down. You guys need to tighten up, please.
What's up? Pretty good. Got here mad with switch. I just got here when you saw me. You got 2, 3 cameras? Yes, sir. That's me. Wait, that's camera.
I doubt this is going to go the way they want it to go.
Not yet. Probably just gonna be in the middle.
I doubt it's going to go the way they want it to go.
I'm about to find out.
It's going to start one-on-ones and then like sooner than later, it's just going to everybody get it. Especially after someone tries to take 20 minutes from me. Someone asked me, why do you keep calling him Tyrone?
Test.
He doesn't answer because of Eric.
Test.
Thanks, man.
We're just waiting for Jake Paul to come in.
Did you get a flag or something? Yeah. Oh, cool. Perfect.
Bro, hilarious. Man, I had fun doing it. The best job in the world. And posted on I mean, I'm more all the day comments. Like, starting on your back, so trying to get profiles. So I think you should get it from over there. Yeah, look, I mean, I want to uplift all the players. But it's deserve more. Dana White is out there, bragging about winning $7 million in blackjack, but his fighters are starting to go home. So something just needs to change. I want to be a coach.
You feel bad for
Not at all. He's a piece of shit. You know, he's sitting on the ground after losing. Talking shit doesn't for his life. So I don't feel bad at all. It's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, yeah, he sent me he sent me his address and I'm sending him the chain. And I think he's raffling it off the chain. Someone will actually be able to get the chain.
Oh wow. You don't have it as a tweet?
Yeah, I'm sending it over as soon as possible. Yeah. I think he deserves it. I think it's hilarious.
Amigos del
You know,
Milenio,
like,
los invito a que nos acompañen en mi pelea
I'll
el
take some
39
pictures
de
and
agosto.
post it on the
Será
comments.
un regalo para México.
I just love to see McGregor. You know, he was a meteor star that's now just taking a nosedive. You know, before I wanted to fight him, and now offered $50 million. Now I'm out for $23.
Are you sending the chain with the broken ankle?
I tried to snap off the ankle on after the fight. I took a rock and tried to snatch it. It wouldn't break. The chain is more solid than the McGregor.
Now, obviously, he had a big fight this time. This is your tough. I mean, he hasn't impressed you. So are you more worried about facing these guys?
No, worried isn't the word at all. I think it's knowing that my opponent is not even a real deal striker. He's boxing.
Estoy muy contenta, creo que es una gran oportunidad de cumplir con mi carrera, sobre todo en una de las peleadoras más duras que ahorita en todo el mundo, no es una de las mejores libras por libra que hay, y para mí es muy emocionante porque es una peleadora joven que está aprendiendo, que tiene oportunidad de cometer errores y aprender y seguir levantándose, y para mí es un reto muy grande, y sé que voy a sacar la casta por México, por el consenso, que quiero coronarme en una nueva división y ser doble campeona mundial, que apenas voy iniciando mi carrera, pues sin embargo tengo mucha hambre de coronarme, y sé que pues, no va a ser nada fácil esta pelea, pero estoy segura que me voy a llevar esto.
We've had a couple heart-to-hearts. He's right.
Que es una oportunidad muy grande, yo creo que siempre he dicho que para ser la mejor tengo que enfrentar las mejores y estoy muy contenta por eso. Yo creo que es una pelea que siempre había visualizado, no la visualizaba tan pronto y a tan corto plazo, pero me encuentro convencida de que estoy lista. No hace ni 2 semanas que realicé una pelea, entonces relativamente mi preparación es muy vigente y continuamos entrenando para esta pelea y pues yo soy de retos, ¿no? Me gustan los retos fuertes, si me equivoco sé que tengo oportunidad de aprender y el reto más grande en mi carrera, pues es un brinco muy alto, sobre todo el estrenarme y debutar en el Estados Unidos, que es algo que había buscado por mucho tiempo y no se había dado la oportunidad, y ahora pues con broche de oro en una gran función. Yo creo que soy la nueva generación del boxeo. De hecho, muchas peleadoras me ven como un punto fácil a vencer porque soy joven, porque no tengo tanta experiencia como la mayoría, pero soy una peleadora fuerte que tiene mucha hambre y que se planta en el cuadrilátero siempre proponer pelea. Entonces quiero demostrar que esta es la nueva generación y que
So before he fought my brother, we were fake fighters, and now he will only fight Jake Paul if I cut the 147 pounds. Physically impossible for me to cut that. Not really want to fight me at a is that happening? I heard there's like back and forth. Okay, I mean,
Estoy muy contenta, es una oportunidad muy grande. Nunca imaginé que mi debut en Estados Unidos iba a ser una cartelera de esta magnitud. Sabemos que va a haber muchísimos espectadores y va a ser un gran evento. Es una oportunidad para el boxeo femenino de renovarse los reflectores y demostrar que cada vez necesitamos ser parte de las carteleras y que son un día estelar.
they're my ride or dies, and I owe it all to them.
Yo creo que es el clásico, la guerra México-Puerto Rico, que las dos quieren pasar la casa y yo quiero seguir siendo campeona y quiero coronarme campeona en esa división y pues que es una oportunidad muy grande que ya pues vamos a dar todo el cuadrilátero y que va a ser verdaderamente una guerra.
I'm trying to counter it all. We have some things in the pipeline. I have my investment fund doing a bunch of tech investments into amazing companies. But right now, the main focus is just boxing, knocking people out and taking their heads off. Thank you. I love taking heads off. We'll see. You know, I try not to predict what's going to happen next in my career anymore because the sky is the limit, and things are progressing so fast. So, you know, who knows? I might fight Tyson Fury next. I might fight Anthony Joshua next. Anything's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's such a tricky question. I think it'd be interesting. Our parents don't want us to do it. You know, we've been talking about it for years now. So it's, some days I'm like, yeah, let's fight. Some days I'm like, do that. Thanks for buying my paper. What up, Boss? How are you?
Something that's happened, we're seeing kind of like your, it's not an amateur career, but we're, you know, you've only had a few fights, and we're seeing it play out on the national stage. Like, how do you deal with the pressure, not only of your fans across everything else, but just boxing fans in general who are watching these?
I think I feed off of the pressure. You know, I like to put myself and put my back against the wall because that forces me to work harder every single day in practice. I know there's millions of people. I know there's professional boxers, professional fighters who just want to see me fail. And so that motivates me every single day in training. And I'm a game time player. The pressure creates a diamond, and I am that diamond. And I come alive when the lights are on. And I love this, you know? I love the training camp. I love the media. I love the eating healthy. I love the recovery. I love the shit talk, the posting, the brand deals, the sponsorships, the fight nights, the weigh-ins. Everything about it to me is a movie, and you know, the pressure only makes me bigger.
So given that on August 29th, what can fans expect, do you think, from just, are you bringing a certain element to boxing that's not there from an entertainment perspective? And will that apply on August 29th?
I think so. You know, I'm just me, I guess, you know, and then the problem child comes alive. And I'm a personality at the end of the day. You know, I come from YouTube and making videos since I was 10 years old. So I feel like, yes, I am doing something different for the sport, providing a different angle, and really bringing a whole new generation and getting them involved in boxing and getting them to care about boxing. I've had 5 people in the past 48 hours tell me, like, oh, my kids never cared about boxing, and now all of a sudden they want to watch all of your fights. They want to learn about this person, that person. So I think we're seeing a shift where, you know, the NFL is getting boring. They're not allowed to hit each other in the head anymore. The NBA's ratings are down, and people, I think, just want violence, and I'm going to give them that.
What has fighting done for you personally in your life?
I think it saved me from a lot of like dark places, you know, like I was in Los Angeles as a young kid, you know, getting sucked into that whole entire lifestyle, which is like very unhealthy, and I found myself like lost, like I had everything, but I was just like lost, you know, like I had money, I had, you know, fame and cool cars, but I was just lost. And I think fighting gave me a purpose, and it helped me find myself and learn a lot about myself.
Jake, I've seen interviews the other side of you, and I think that other side is like a more relatable side, a more likable side. I know you have this persona, and it's worked, it sells.
Yep.
But has it come to you that you want to consciously show that side more? Because I feel what TYRON brought up, like, hey, a lot of people want to see you get beat up. You could sell with that, you could run with that.
Yeah.
Floyd ran with that, but does it wear on you at all that you want to show that other part of you, the more likable side, the more relatable side?
I don't really stress about it too much, you know. I don't like to think about it that often because people in the media will portray you however they want to portray you that day. And fans are fickle. One day they love you, one day they hate you, one day you're getting canceled, one day they're buying your pay-per-view to watch you knock out an NBA player. So I try not to get into it, you know. I think people will think of me what they want to think of me. I know who I am at the end of the day, which is a good person. I'm trying to change the sport, bring more eyeballs. I'm trying to, you know, support other fighters, increase fighter pay. Starting my charity, launching that in 12 days here called Boxing Bullies, and we're helping to fight against cyberbullying. And I'm just doing me, and I guess the cameras are filming.
Why do this? Because you had a lot of things that you could do to make money. And this is a hard business, man. You're taking punches to the face and you're risking your health. Why continue to do this? Like, well, what about boxing that's making you feel like you want to stay around and actually do this?
I think it's the ultimate challenge, and it's the ultimate test of oneself. And you have to become the best version of yourself to be a fighter. And if you don't, your weaknesses will be exposed in that ring. And like I said, I love fighting. I love athletics. I love sport. I grew up wanting to, be in the NFL, wanting to wrestle in college, and I'm getting back to my roots quite literally. And there is no better feeling than when you knock someone out and jump up on those ropes and show the world that I cannot be beaten.
Is this, in a way, a chance for you to make up for those things that you didn't get to do, like younger, like athletically, and really get the things that you wanted or you expected from yourself?
I guess so. I had that itch. I didn't get to wrestle my senior year of high school, where I probably would have become the state champion. And so I was always like, damn,
Like
what if, So I think that is the way for me to go back and scratch that itch.
You're very confident coming into this fight that you are going to win, that you're going to get a knockout. Like, what do you see there that you feel you are going to be able to knock out Tyron? And what are we not seeing that you're seeing?
I think just my speed, and the focus on myself. Tyron can do whatever he wants, but I just have something different. Like I'm truly built different. It might be the calcium in the Ohio cows, but my bone density just cracks through people's skulls, and I'm just built for this. I love getting into a real fight in sparring matches. I love getting hit in the face. That's not normal. Like normal people don't like those things. And my team is probably the best team I've ever seen assembled in boxing, and we depict everything that's going to happen in every single fight so far, and it's happened, and I'm mentally prepared, and I don't cut a single corner. When I'm in training camp, if the cameras aren't there, if no one's around, I'm still doing all the things, even if my coaches aren't motivating me to do it. I don't take a second off, let alone a day off.
You've been dedicated, and I think a lot of people are starting to show that, are starting to see that from you now, the dedication and the training that you're actually putting in. With that being said, Tyron is saying that he's going to knock you out, that he feels that you're not up to, I guess, his par, like based on the competition that he's had in the past. Like, what do you make of that? You're coming into a guy who's seen as one of the greatest UFC welterweights in the world. Obviously, this is like a good chance for you to prove people like, hey, no, I can really fight amongst a guy who's a live dog in there.
Yeah, look, I think I'm exposing the UFC a bit with their striking capabilities. He's fought the best in the world in the UFC, but that's not boxing. People think they're very similar sports, which they kind of are, but it's really like relating swimming to basketball. It's two very different things. Boxers are more efficient, more precise, more conservative with their energy, scoring points. It's just a completely different ball game, and a lot of people don't really understand that. They just take it at face value, which is, this is a fight. It's not that. He's coming into my territory, and as crazy as it sounds, I'm a much better boxer than him, even though he's been doing it for 5 times as long. And yes, he's fought Kamaru Usman. Yes, he's fought Gilbert Burns, but that's not Jake Paul. I will finish him, unlike those guys. And then people are going to come back and watch this interview and be like, holy shit, this kid is crazy. He predicted the future. And, what the fuck is going on? And what the fuck is in the milk in Ohio?
Will you ever grapple, though? Will you ever get into the MMA side of stuff?
Maybe. I think there's an itch there. Not anytime soon. But it would be fun to go back in and wrestle and maybe throw some submissions.
I asked Tyron, like, what happens if you press him? You're the bigger guy. You have a lot of physical advantages in the fight. And he says, you know what, I kind of do expect him, but is that more advantageous for you to press someone like him, to smother him so he can't get his punches off on him?
Yeah, I'm coming out hot. I'm going to go out there and finish the fight early, press him, put him on his back foot, be the aggressor, come forward.
Because you got to bully the bully. Like, you can't let them come to you. You got to make him respect you, but also impose yourself on him.
Well, exactly. And, all he has really is that overhand right. So I'm fighting a one-trick pony.
When you connect with him, do you feel that at this point, like, he just can't take shots like that anymore, given the wars he's been through?
I think so, but also, like, when he feels that first crack, I love seeing in my opponent's eyes the oh shit moment. I saw it in all 3 of my pro fights, that holy shit, this kid can crack. I saw it in Ben Askren's eyes. We start going out there in the first round, pop, pop, boom, and he's like, I see it in his eyes. He flies back, and he's like, oh my God. oh my God, I'm fighting the fucking animal. And then boom, he's on the canvas 10 seconds later. So it's going to be a rude awakening for him.
The tattoo, do you think he'll go through with it, Jake?
I think he might bitch out. I think he might bitch out.
Jake,
4 minutes up here with Jake.
Jake, can you tell me more about you wanting to fight Canelo in 3 years?
Yeah. Look, if Billy Joe Saunders, who fights like a wild chicken, can go in there and get a payday and fight Canelo and last that many rounds, or Yildirim, the Turkish warrior, can go in there and last 3 rounds, 9 minutes. The guy, Yildirim, didn't throw a single fucking punch. I'm a much better fighter than both of those boxers, and I'm bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic. So if those guys can go in there and hang in there with Canelo, can Jake Paul in 3 years go 12 rounds with him and beat him? We'll see. We'll see. Don't put it past you, because remember, you all were the same people that laughed 18 months ago when I said, oh, I'll fight Conor McGregor, and no one thought it was possible. And now it's like, look, they can't even beat a 155-pounder. So it seems as if I'm predicting the future, and I think Jake Paul versus Canelo, not only is it a smart business decision, but I will perform better than the Yildirim Turkish warrior who couldn't even throw a fucking punch.
Jake, with the bets, the first one, he just kind of heard it, then just started the I'll beat your ass kind of chant. This time he thought about it a lot, and you kind of called out like, man, this guy doesn't have confidence. Did you see that both times? Is that the reaction you got from that?
He's talking so much until the bets come out. You know, he's saying he's gonna beat me. He's saying he's gonna knock me out. Then all of a sudden it's like, bet your money, silence. Okay, bet a tattoo, silence. Asking the crowd if he should do it. If he showed his hand, you know, and I think I'm in his head. You know, I think the pressure will get to him, and the pressure will crack him. This is the biggest fight of his life, and there's hundreds and hundreds of MMA fighters who are counting on him to knock me out, and I don't think he's ever dealt with pressure like that before.
Randy Couture came out, Hall of Fame UFC fighter, and he was saying, he was like, man, if it has to be Jake Paul, the one that makes the noise about the money and the pay scale, then so be it. You know, he's kind of the guy to hold the mantle. How important is that to you to really better the pay for these guys?
It's very important. You know, Goldman Sachs just came out with a study that UFC fighters get 10% of their earnings that the whole UFC gets. You know, other leagues like the NBA, the NFL, they get 50%. Fighters are putting their life on the line. Chris Weidman's snapping his shin in half. Fighters deserve more. And look, a lot of people are scared of Dana White. I don't give a shit. He's out there. I said it 10 seconds ago. He's out there bragging about winning $7 million on blackjack while his fighters are starting GoFundMe pages. So something needs to change. The fighters are the content. The fighters are the ones that are making the show. And I think fighters just deserve more.
How do you like in Puerto Rico, man?
Puerto Rico is the best.
Jake, you fought an NBA player?
I've heard people say Jake Paul's got this message about fighter pay, but maybe you're not the right person. You're the wrong person with the right message. What would you say to people who think that you're not exactly the right spokesman to be speaking for UFC fighters?
I'm not a spokesman. Like, I'm not trying to be. But who else is? Like, when has anyone ever talked about fighter pay and made it this big of a point? So I guess I'm that person now, but it's just something I'm passionate about. Like, I'm not trying to be a hero or anything like that, but like, if something doesn't make sense to me, I'm gonna call it out.
You took action with the Sarah Alpert GoFundMe. Is there any other action or anything you would do to help make actual change with fighter pay? I think it's just talking about it and making it a point and giving other fighters and challenging other fighters to talk about it as well. And also, you know, things like this, like big movements like that, don't happen or don't change overnight. It's going to take years and years of consistency to actually see a difference. But if something wants to change, you have to start now and just attack it one by one.
Will he say that he would want to fight you more than once?
Jake's doing print downstairs. Follow your man here. If you want Woodley, stay right here. He's coming up here.
Do it.
Jay. It's good, buddy. It's good.
Good, man. Good, bro. You know,
Woodley's gonna come right here.
YouTube's so weird, bro. You know, now that you're getting into it, it's doing great. I can't complain. It's doing phenomenal. But you know,
Fighting with Jake, man. No response.
He said that with the yeah, he kind of pretty much stay in place right here.
Copy.
I mean, shit, bro. He ain't fighting. You gotta worry about. I ain't got nothing to say about this. You gotta get the time. But look, just know that we're putting in the work for everything. And you know, a lot of this kid, you know, we're talking about kids.
I still want to know how he feels about being called Tyron instead of Serrano.
Ask him. It's a good ass question. It's a good question. Ask him.
I am. I'm telling you, the only perfect response to that would be like he was just listening to Erica Badu and I got stuck in his head. That's it. It's the only good excuse he could have. Come over.
Let's go first.
Yeah, let's go over there. That way, okay. You know how it's gonna go.
I'm gonna hit him with that first. It's just funny.
Showtime first up.
That Showtime, do they think?
Yeah, how's it feel to be back?
Feel good.
Nah, you don't worry.
I always enjoy my
I
time.
dealt with preparation.
The first rise and stuff. They saw the talent early on. They said this guy's gonna be a force of record. He's gonna be a world champion.
I don't want to be in the shot.
And do you think that, are you coming into boxing, do you think this is a new beginning for you and your career?
Be the same thing. Look out for him. He's gonna be the best. He can be a champion.
So regarding Jake, you know, everybody is talking about this fight. Part of the Jake Paul hype train has been people just want to see him lose so bad. Is there any added pressure on you to be like, I gotta shut this guy up, not just for me to win, but for the whole fighting community?
He don't bother me, to be honest. He literally is doing what he thinks he has to do. He's doing what he needs to do to build up based on what he saw of the greats. And to me, I just really focus on myself. I want to win. I'm going to win because I'm the best. And he is the one that has to prove to everybody. Like, you think fighting in your hometown is something cute? Wait until you get all these people that could ask you for tickets and your long lost cousins and ex-girlfriends. Like, that's an extra distraction. So he wanted to go to Cleveland, Ohio? Fine. And, you know, he'd be very familiar with the hospital, maybe where he was born at. Go right there and get stitched up and patched up and pat him up.
So you think he's bit off more than he can chew?
You guys think he's bit off more than he can chew.
What do you think's going to happen on the 29th?
I think he's going to get knocked out. I think I'm gonna throw punches at him that he hasn't seen before. I'm going to hit him in places that I know he don't want to be hit at. And I feel like when it comes down to just the bare essentials, we're not talking about drip or a Connor necklace or all these things that build a fight. That's dope. I love it too. I like to get drippy too. But at the end of the day, we come to fight. Who's done more of it? Who's been at the highest level for a long time? You know what I mean? Who's faster? Who's stronger? You can't. Youth only plays a part if you're faster and stronger. You're not, then what are we talking about?
Tyron, let us know what you think about him continuously not being able to pronounce your first name.
That's Dana White never pronounced my name right, and he signed my check. So at the end of the day, it's like once again, I just don't like allow small things to bother me. Like Tyron, you started with a T, it don't matter. I know who you're talking to.
You seem calm and collective. He's obviously loud, brash, and everything. Perfect conflict of style. How are you two guys gonna mesh in the ring?
I mean, I don't feel like I'm calm and collected. I feel like I'm just saying the truth. And when you're saying the truth, you don't have to get your energy involved. I'm really saying what I mean what I say. He's saying what he feels is what he should say, or what everybody else says. Or I seen this guy, he did it this way. And he's making his whole image based upon everybody that did this. They did it right, they did this, they wore this, they talk like this, they were confident this way, they had these kind of antics, and he just compiled a whole stew full of all the clout that everybody's done. For me, I've been here. This ain't my first bag. I've been at the top.
So he's pretty much trying to take a little bit from the Floyd Mayweather playbook.
Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor playbook. You know, freaking what's the dude from Rocky? Everybody.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Clubber Lane. Clubber Lane.
Clover Lane and Drago. Everybody, you know what I mean? And he would be silly not to. So that's why I say he don't bother me. He's doing what he thinks he's supposed to do. And I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do.
Now, this
That's
fight
work.
has been signed for a while, so have you actually gotten phone calls, text messages, DMs from anybody that actually really wants you to just completely dismantle him?
I mean, that's what I said. Like, my shit's been flooded. Everybody and their mama, people that I know didn't even fuck with me when I was doing MMA, all of a sudden it's like, I know I didn't like you in MMA, but you gotta knock him out. And I'm like, why do people gotta knock him out? Because he's made you feel a certain type of way. Now, if I allow him to make me feel the same type of way, now he maybe get in there. I think that's how he won those fights. He got into those guys' heads.
Tyron, we're with Mayweather. What corrections did he make that maybe you weren't seeing yourself that you were doing in the ring for in your style?
Jake is a fan of mine. He's gonna watch this video. You think I'm really gonna tell you what Floyd Mayweather showed me in the gym?
Good point.
You gotta ask him, right?
Right. I
appreciate the journalism. I'm gonna keep that in the toolbox.
Will you have more time with Floyd in the gym in preparation for this bout?
For sure, definitely. And more importantly, I got full access to his camp. So I'm in Miami training with Pedro Diaz at the Muhammad Ali training system, and GT Gerald is the one that's been training Floyd, Adrian Broner, Jonathan Davis, the entire system of boxing that they run. He's like maybe one of the top coaches out of the system. So he lives in Miami, and Floyd said, you know, I need you to stay here. You can't take trips. I want you to be in Miami. When Tyron needs you every day, I need you to be there. So having Floyd is great. It's even more important for you guys. If you guys want to watch a little bit of training, make sure you guys go to the Champ Camp, episode 2, and you can see a little turn up. Subscribe to the channel as well.
So T Wood, listen, obviously when you left the
Hey KB, first off.
T Wood,
How you doing?
baby? Good. So listen, obviously when you left, a lot of people considered, hey, maybe you're gonna go sign at Bellator, maybe you'll fight for PFL, maybe you'll fight somewhere else for MMA. So were those offers on the table? Was that a consideration, or did you know straight away that you wanted to come over to do some boxing?
I knew before I even fought my last fight that I wanted to be a free agent. I knew I wanted to go out and put on a great performance where people remember. Sometimes people forget, so I want to remind them of how dangerous I am and what I was going to do. The boxing thing was on the table. Nothing was really off the table, but I told my manager, I said, give me a couple weeks. I want to just sit here and like take my mind off of fighting and everything. It's been a long journey for me. In the last couple of years especially, it's been kind of long and hard. So I said, give me a couple of weeks so I can really just take my mind off and just reset. And I come back and he hit me up like, hey, I got to, now yeah, give me another week. And he's like, because you know, you want to get somebody placed, especially when you don't, it's like a lot of uncertainty. And I think patience is everything. Patience is a virtue. So this came about and I wasn't really there to like, for the clout. I wasn't there to like try to put myself in the mix. I was there to support my dog. And guess what? Something transpired that got people excited and wanted to watch this fight. So for me, all those options are still on the table. But I really would like to go out there and be the first real, true, and pure free agent, combat sport athlete. So I can fight anywhere. UFC want me to fight somebody? Let's do it. I may not sign a 10, 20 fight deal, but if you want me to go and beat up on Israel, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm down. You know what I mean? And after this fight, those offers, don't be surprised. UFC's gonna call me. I promise you that. And they're gonna want me to fight somebody. And I don't have no hard feelings. And if the price is right, somebody will catch the fade.
That'd be pretty cool. And now listen, I have to ask, obviously.
And I knew about this fight in the dressing room. You had asked me about
Yes.
it. We was working at the desk together.
Yeah.
I couldn't say nothing about it.
It's okay.
You know what I mean? But I knew about this fight at that time.
I get it. I understand. I have to ask you because of what just happened with Connor. You know, your flame was really hot for a long time. So was Connor's, right? Now he's on this bit of a skid. He's had some hard luck. You have real perspective on situations like this now. So what would you say to him?
I said this to somebody else. One of my buddies is in his respective lane. He's very well respected, and he posted a post like, I think it's time for Connor to hang it up. You know what I mean? He's done great for the sport. You know, I think it's time. It ain't nobody's job or position to tell another fighter when it's time to walk away. Connor's been at the top for a very long time. He got injured, he got lost, but he's beat a lot of people up. You know what I mean? A lot of people been injured on his watch. So it's up to him. Like, yeah, he's made money. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. I honestly wouldn't tell him anything. whatever his heart desires to do. If you want to keep fighting, if you want to fight a super fight, if you want to switch weight classes, if you want to do whatever, he's in position to do that. Do I think he's old and can't fight and his time has passed him up? No. That first fight against, the second fight against Dustin, they both look amazing. And I'm not the #1 Conor fan, but when I watched that fight, I saw an amazing fight. And I saw Dustin Poirier, the old version of him, was sat there and broad. You know what I mean? Maybe got clipped, but he went for a takedown. And then he started chopping up the legs. Conor was looking great earlier in that fight. So this second time around, we didn't see much of it just because of the injury, but it happened. So how do we just take his whole career and we sit back from a spectator standpoint and tell him what he should do because he got injured? No, whatever he want to do, he's going to do.
And last question, how much different for you, how fun is it for you to be able to go to practice now and not have to wrestle, even though you've been doing that all your life?
See, you're a real OG to even bring that up because the wrestling is the bullshit. I'm going to be real. I wrestled for a living for a long time. It's the hardest part. You go to American Top Team on Monday, you see everybody's face. It's not the smiley. Everybody. What's my cocoa happens do? You know, so for me, wrestling has always been, it's been my secret weapon. I trained a lot of it in training camps, more for conditioning and mindset. And just to know that if I needed to, I could, but it wasn't my favorite. And that's where I started. That's my bread and butter. It's just so much static strength. You never really break from trying to advance position and grabbing and clinching and pushing and pulling and defending. And then you got to go back and, be offensive. So the 7 minutes in wrestling, man, you feel like a lifetime because anything can happen. It's such a fast-paced deal that it's a huge refresher that I don't have to worry about somebody kicking me in the leg. I don't have to worry about, being on the ground, not being on the ground, wrestling, taking them over down, and I'm not going to take them down. I'm not going to accidentally take them down. I'm not going to accidentally kick them in the leg. I might pump fake it. I'm not going to do it in real life.
Tyra, and what do you think about Oliveira versus Poirier? It seems like that's the next fight at 155 for the championship.
I'm off the grid, man. I'm staying out the way. I'm only really focused on my fight August 29th.
You picked Pedro Diaz as your boxing coach. Why was that?
My manager told me to come out to Florida. I was actually already out there for the press, so I needed to train. So they set me up at a gym to train, and I went there. And Pedro wasn't there at the time. He was out of town, cornering somebody. And I was supposed to leave on that Sunday. And then it was like, oh, well, he want to train you, but he's not in town. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe next time. And I wasn't really adamant, South Florida, for me, I spent so many years down there with American Top Team that it's not the first place I'm trying to go to because it just, I was there for so long, But something told me just stay one more day. So I switched my flight. And then I trained with him. It wasn't so much that we did something I've never seen before, but it was a spirit and it was a commitment. His first thing he said, and we don't speak a lot of, English,
Spanish, yeah.
It's straight up, you know what I'm talking about, fucking do it. You know what I mean? You don't try to play with me, Aquí, get your butt over here. So he basically, the spirit that was in that gym. And I didn't even know it was a Muhammad Ali center, and everybody that know me, Muhammad Ali is like an idol to me. He's like only the person I really him and Mike Tyson, that I really looked up and held in that regard. And I had on a Muhammad Ali shirt randomly because that's what I boxed in. I had a Muhammad Ali backpack, and they sent me the pin to this address to this gym. And I get there, and I'm like, oh, where am I at? And I finally get there, and I saw walking toward the door, and I look up, and it said Muhammad Ali Training Center. And automatically, I got goosebumps. He trained there. They built the hill over there because he wanted to run hills. They built the hill for him to run a hill in the park. So I feel like the spirit that was in there. I mean, obviously Pedro, his intensity, his planning. He got every single workout. Even right here, he got my workouts for every day while I'm here. His attention to detail, and he went back. All the Vitor Belfort, all the Tyrone Spong, all the Reagan Dow, all the Miguel Cotto. He got it documented, their training, day by day, what they're going to do, the tapering, it's all with a plan. So I enjoy that because for a long time in my career, I was the person in the kitchen deciding when we stopped around, decided what we was going to do today. And I coached myself all the way to 2015 before I linked up with Duke and Dean Thomas. I was coaching myself. So just have the ability to go in the gym and get sound work and be pushed to a level that I ain't been pushed in a long time. And the camaraderie, they call it the family team. So that just really blended well.
As a wild card vet, I got to ask you, man, what do you think about Pacquiao versus Spence?
I'm really not focused on any fights, my man, besides this one. You know what I mean?
Tyron, about the beard, man. Do you have to shave it off for this fight, and will it be bittersweet if you have to?
No, why would I have to shave it off for this fight? You got a beard, you gonna shave yours off?
No,
Yeah, you know, be pushing that up on my beard. It's shining right now too, especially with the light working on it. I've always had a beard. And they connect too. You can take an alcohol swab. There's no Beijing. The fibers are gonna come off.
What's your
It's a
resume?
real beard. I use, a lot of people want to wash their beard for some reason. They don't want to comb it. You gotta wash. You gotta comb it and quit hanging on to length. If it's long and it's dead ends, you can see right through like it's a piece of tissue paper. Shave it off. So for me, I just try to use like coconut oil and stuff like that. I wash it regularly. I comb it regularly. And even if I don't wash it, I always try to condition it because that keeps it tight and right. And plus, when I sweat a lot, my beard is like super healthy.
Sorry.
Random, but.
Sorry. Okay. I know Jake's your opponent and everything, but he's been very public about the UFC and fighter pay in particular. Do you agree with what he's saying about basically UFC fighters aren't paid enough? And is this a positive thing that he's bringing to light?
Man, I haven't really watched a lot of it. I've seen some couple. He had some points that made a lot of sense. I don't even want to really speak on it because the thing that we got a problem with in the UFC is that we're put against each other so much. There's no unity. Like when people are thinking about union and everything about other stuff, we talk to bite each other head off. So even if he is right, are we gonna stand up? Or is everybody gonna get together and kumbaya and hold hands and make a difference? They're not. They're gonna be excited about Dana White liking them and send them a text message, and they're gonna do whatever they feel like they need to do. I feel like I was paid very well. I got, I had some big paydays. I was able to show the world I was the best. I had 5 world titles on my shelf to prove it. And for me, my mom told me enter everything with decency and order and exit the same way. I don't have no problems with the UFC. Me and Dana White, we don't talk every day. I'm not freaking at his parties. But at the end of the day, he got my respect, and I think I got his.
Tyron, have you spoken to Dana about this fight?
No, I haven't spoken with him.
And I apologize, I got here late. I just want to get your thoughts on the tattoo bet,
I mean, last time he bet me, and it sounded appetizing like I said, but I just didn't want to let him. You ain't paying me. You got a purse on. How you gonna double my purse when you weren't a purse? Get out of here with that. So at the end of the day, I am confident in the fight, and he want to bet so bad. He's such a kid. And I just did it because one, I'm confident I'm gonna win. 2, because otherwise he's gonna keep wanting to bet every single time. I think that's his way to try to distract you and try to play the mental warfare. So I just say yeah, because I'm not losing.
Do you think he'll go through with it?
Of course he is. What is gonna hurt him to put a legend on his body? No.
And talking with him, he feels that you won't go through with it.
Have I ever not been a man of my word?
How are those?
Career. Then you did some commentating. Why take on this fight?
Or not? It's a fight. Some of these fights are, just for the spectacle. This is a real fight. You gonna say it's not a real fight? He's training hard. He's athletic. He's big. He got power. He got knockout ability. They think he's younger. He's confident for some reason. He's selling it, right? This is. Why wouldn't I take this fight?
Is he overconfident? As a boxer or a fighter, you got to be confident in your skills. Do you think he's overconfident? And then how do you plan to take advantage of that?
I try not to think, because think already is uncertain. So if I'm thinking myself and I want to enter in your brain and think what you're thinking, I ain't got time to waste. I don't care how confident he is. Really, it's about me. I can watch. It's very limited film on what he's doing anyway. He hasn't really trained or fought for very long, so I can't go back in archives. And if you watch his video, it's nothing but like a Girls Gone Wild sizzler reel. It ain't no training. He ain't showing what he's doing. He ain't showing his drills. He ain't letting me see if he's dropping his hands or if his feet crossing when he circle a certain direction. No. He's showing lifestyle cars, turning up, shoot money in there, cool, because that's what we want to see. That's what we're doing in the fight. That's why I'm going to make a bag on the pay-per-view. But at the end of the day, I'm assuming, all I can do is assume. I'm assuming he's taking it seriously training hard.
So with that being said, if you can't, there's really nothing for you to go on. How are you training for the fight? Are you just working on your skills, your fight skills particularly? How are you going into this fight?
I'm training through the fight. I'm training to build a strong foundation to be a boxer that's very competitive and chasing a world title in boxing. That's my goal. I want to make that very clear. I'm not here for one fight. I'm not here for a payday. Anything I do, I want to be the best in the world. I never got into the UFC and wanted to make it to the UFC. I never got into MMA just trying to exist and go to the club and tell some girl I was a pro MMA fighter. No, I wanted to be the world champion. And when I got to the belt, I wanted to be the greatest ever. That was
Last
my
question.
intent.
Tyron, this might sound like a funny question, but I'm just curious. You mentioned that a lot of people are telling you, please knock this cat out. What are like some of the people that have reached out to you that are pretty famous that have told you like, hey man, I'm rooting for you, or please knock this guy out?
A lot of people have, but they could be reaching out to him, and I don't want to put them on blast. So, you know how this industry is, very fickle, very flaky. So, a lot of people, people that you would be surprised at, but 20, 30, 40 celebrities, A-list celebrities, have got to beat them, got to knock them out, man. Please, I'm trying to do. Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, I don't really take on that. I got to beat them because I got to beat them. Because you guys benefit from it, man. Merry Christmas.
Is Pedro Diaz having you do ice baths over here too?
Huh?
Does Pedro Diaz
for
have you?
sure. I need to go do an ice bath right now. All right, guys, be blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyron.
I got you pretty good.
Sorry, I was.
Good stuff.
I like
Good stuff.
How are you?
How are you?
Good, good. Good to see you.
Do you have an apartment?
I did not. I parked across the street.
Additional parking?
Oh, I parked elsewhere anyway. You talking to Amanda?
Yeah.
For sure.
It will not be long.
Like across the street, across from the no-go thing. Yeah, I'm not Fino, bro. I'm not guaranteed a valet. You know what I'm saying? I might just get a Fino flag just so I could start getting fucking hookups. Bro. I'm gonna put it on at the end. How are you? Can I get stuff? Can I get something?
Do I have to say anything?
No, I'll just take it off. Put it on the other one right now.
Hey, I'm Mark from ESPN. I don't think I've ever been in person.
And the interview after the interview took like 12 minutes.
All right, you got both belts, so you're ready to go. So how did this come together with Jake? It seems like he's a big fan of yours.
Yeah, I know. I just found out. No, it's awesome. I know he's a great supporter of females in combat sports, which is really cool. And I just found, it wasn't a long time that I just found out I'm on the card, and I'm super excited to be a part of this great promotion, to be on Showtime once again. And I just know Jake Paul brings new eyes to the sport of boxing. And now that he's showcasing a women's fight, it's going to be exciting. So women can see that women can fight, they can be champions, they have power, they can go out and perform to their best abilities. And plus, I'm going to look good.
That's actually what I wanted to ask you, because there are so many eyes on the fight, and there are eyes on Jake Paul fights that maybe don't watch more traditional boxing because he has that crossover, appeal, all those, the younger demographic, Gen Z is all into him with his YouTube and his TikTok. So that means more eyes on you in this fight. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means I need to go out and perform. I had to continue, which I always do. I never have a boring fight. I go out there and give it all I got. And I know I'm always doing it for the sport of female boxing, because we need to come together and we need to just show that we can fight, and we have to stamp our name in the sport of boxing somehow. And it's just an honor to be one of the girls that is able to do it. I gotta go out there and perform.
I saw you posted I think it was either last night or this morning with Jake. You guys trained a little bit together yesterday, and I read the comments, and some of them were not very nice about your tying yourself to Jake Paul. What do you make of that?
I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but it is, Jake Paul, he's young, he's hungry, he's a businessman, but he's putting in the work, I honestly, I had to see it for myself, and he was out there, he's training, he had the skills, he has no amateur experience, so he's learning on the job. So you have to give him the benefit of the doubt, TYRON WOODLEY, he's a great fighter at his own. He's a champion in his sport, and MMA tries to do both MMA and boxing. So it's a different mindset when you go into MMA. You have kicks and you have elbows. So Tyron's seen all that already. So he's probably saying, oh, just punches now, so it's a little easier. So he has that champion mentality going in there. So, it's going to be a great fight, but, he's putting in the work, and he wants to become a champion. He wants to be a fighter. He's not, he's not taking it as as a game, like I go, but you know, he's put it in the work. You know, it is what it is. I have to take the opportunities, and I'm gonna go out there and I have a fight. I have to defend my title, so I'm just gonna go out there and fight.
It's funny because you know, a lot of people don't like him. You know, as we know, yet you know he's bringing you know, a major women's fight onto his card, and he's talking a lot about, you know, how fighters should get paid more. So it seems like almost like two different things competing against each other. You know what I mean? What do you make of that? People hate him, but yet he's doing some good things for the sport.
Yeah, you know what, people are gonna hate it. I mean, we're not in the sport or in the world to be pleasing everybody. You know, people dislike me and people don't say bad things about me, but you have to just let the negativity go and just, you know, I'm getting my biggest payday today, right? This fight. So, you know, I can't say anything bad about, you know, he's giving me the opportunity to come on the show and maybe steal the spotlight because I'm gonna go out there and perform. But you know, you can't please everybody.
And that's one of the big criticisms, right, about promoters in women's MMA is that the money isn't there. You know, I talked to the Crusher Shields not too long ago, and she's one of the reasons why she's doing MMA. And Heather Hardy did the same thing. You know, they're friends of yours because of the money. You know, the money in boxing is great for the men. It's better than it is in MMA for the men, but it's just not there for the women. Do you see that changing? And I know it may be crazy to say, but could Jake Paul actually help that?
It's definitely changing. All you need to do is have the networks and promoters continue to chance and give the women chances. And you know, I think we deserve. Like I mean, I'm unified champion. And I want to become undisputed champion. We have other great undisputed champions like Clarissa Shields who deserve the big payday. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know what to say. Like how many heads we have to knock against each other so they can understand that, you know, we do the same thing and we deserve what we should get.
So you have Mercado on August 29th. MMA after that, boxing after that. Do you have your rest of the year planned out yet?
In a great world, I wanted to become undisputed champion before 2022, but that's not happening. I mean, I'm hoping that it can happen, but whatever the opportunities, you know, I'm a female boxer. I have to go there. Well, I'm a female fighter, so I need to go with opportunities.
Do you think, you know, Bellator is on Showtime? Would that be something that you might be interested in MMA? I know you're fought with Icon last.
Yes. It definitely is an option, but you know, you gotta keep your doors open.
Of course. And last thing, you know, I saw you not so long ago training in pro wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Thought you were going to become like a 3-combat sports women's star. What happened with that?
I mean, I would love to. You know, actually, my nephew got me into the sport of wrestling, and it's something that I would like to do in the future. But you know, I have my hands full already with boxing and MMA, so we'll see.
Literally, your hands are full with.
Yes. Imagine 2 more. I can't wait for that.
Boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling.
Oh my God, that wouldn't have been.
Thanks, Amanda.
No, thank you.
When I talk to you, my New York accent starts coming out more.
Yeah?
I've been living here for 7 years. I'm from Queens.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What part of Queens?
Like near St. John's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Flushing.
Yeah. You know, I live in the borderline.
Like, Ridgewood, right? Yeah. Of course, Queens. My home.
Yes.
I miss it.
I don't know what he's trying to tell you.
know.
He's trying to tell you something.
Thanks, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Oh, thank you.
All right. How you doing, Steven?
Oh,
Nice to meet you. Here we go. Cal Artist Sports, right here with Amanda Serrano, unified champion. Man, this fight, when you got the call to be on a Jake Paul, TYRON Woodley card, what'd you think?
I said, let's do it. I know there's going to be eyes on this fight, and I want to spotlight female boxing, and I want to be able to perform to my best abilities, go out there and put on a show to show that females can fight.
I have a question. I didn't hear anything in the press conference, but is this 2 minute, 3 minute rounds? What is the fight that you're doing?
It's 2 minutes. I mean, 2 minutes, 10 rounds, then 2 minutes.
Are you a fan of that? I'm sure you've gotten this question before. Like, should the girls go three rounds? And, you know, do you think that will benefit you guys as far as like knockouts and then eventually higher pay? Or you kind of decide that, well, pay me first and then maybe we'll do the 3 minutes?
Well, the 2 minutes has done justice for me. I have 30 knockouts out of 40 wins. So, I mean, I do what I have to do in 2 minutes. I know what I'm up against with 2 minutes, and I just go out there and perform. But yeah, I mean, if they decide to put another minute, I mean, I hope they put another 0 behind my paycheck.
Right. Yeah, definitely, right? Got to get your take on this fight. you were training with Jake the other day. Did you guys spar? Did you hit him hard?
No. You know, Jake is a very respectful man. He was like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to. We was playing around with shadow boxing, and I said, oh, I might slip, but he was like, no, he's like, no, he will never do that. And we was telling stories of how I, you know, when I do spar with men, how they react, and he was like, oh no, I would never do that. So I know he's a very respectful man towards women, but yeah, no, he's he's a young and he's a strong fighter, and he's gonna continue to do what he has to do. He's training, he's putting the work in, and I know he's gonna go far in sport. I mean, all you have to do is train, be in the gym, and it's gonna come along. You know, he has no amateur fights. He's learning on the job, so you have to give him some credit.
When you talk about kind of not being able to get the other girls in your division in the ring, what do you think you have to do to get these girls to kind of, you know, sign on the bottom line? You seem real frustrated about it.
Well, there's nothing I can do.
Right.
All I have to do is just continue. Well, I guess I perform bad, maybe. No,
that might do it, huh?
No, that would never happen. That would never happen. No, I mean, there's something that I can do. I mean, they just have to, I guess, go some courage and just take the fight. I don't know if the money they're offered is bad, but it's the money that was offered to Erica Cruz was pretty good compared to her last fight. It was really good. So I mean, I don't know why she didn't take the fight. But.
You're one of the few athletes that has, you and Clarissa, I want for kind of the first ones I can think about, maybe TYRON now, but are some of the few athletes that obviously have done both boxing and MMA. I kind of have this issue with MMA where I don't really understand why the body shots aren't really incorporated as much. Clarissa was telling me it's kind of like a distance thing. What is that really what it is?
Definitely. I mean, with MMA, you know, as a striker, as a boxer, we want to stay on our feet. But when you're in close distance, that's where the body shots come in. And when you're in close distance, then you have the submissions and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a distance thing, and we want to stay on our feet. But no. But both my fights, well, but 3 of my fights came with submissions. So. Oh yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
What a beast.
Two. I only have three MMA fights, but yeah. Right. So two of my wins came by submission. So.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a good thing to put a feather in your cap on. I got to get your take. Pacquiao versus Spence, huge fight coming up in August. How do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, no, that's going to be an exciting fight. You know, Pacquiao is a legend in his own, you know. We're competing. He's 8th division, I'm 7th division, so.
Almost there, you're almost there.
And then Errol Spence, he's a young fighter, and he's hungry as well, so it's going to be a great fight. But I don't like to make predictions.
It's okay. I like the New York accent, you can say it. Another one, well, hopefully, right, Canelo versus Plant seems to be happening, hopefully in September. Break that fight down for me.
Oh my God, it's going to be a great fight. Like I said, also Plant, he's a young fighter, and he wants to. Well, Canelo's young too. So
right, yeah.
I'm like, I just feel old. No, no, it's going to be an exciting fight. I mean, you know, Plant's going to want to go in there and prove that he deserves to be in there with Canelo, and Canelo's going to be Canelo.
Yeah. My last thing, did you tell Jake any Puerto Rican food he needs to be trying over there in PR?
No, I haven't, but I asked him, is he learning any Spanish? And he just said, sí.
That was about it.
That's about it.
Amanda, tell the fans where they could follow you.
They could follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Serrano Sisters. And don't miss August 29th. It's going to be a great night.
I appreciate you, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Final one. I know you're probably tired.
You got her to sit down, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to sit for 6 hours on the plane.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, my peeps. So thank you for watching. I am going to. What am I doing? I'm trying to get some work done here, so we can kick it, talk, fighting. Yeah, let's do that. Were you texting me or something?
No, no, I was going to tell you that I posted the photo. So give me the rundown and the hashtag so I can start posting
Oh, okay. Just start posting them, and I'll add the things, but I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have like 25 video clips. I already put them on a drive for you.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
So
Excellent.
I took them from my phone to my laptop to the drive.
Oh,
and
excellent.
I
Cool. Cool. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what? I think they give vouchers for parking downstairs. Because the guy was asking.
Yeah.
He asked me, where'd you park? And he goes, right. And he goes, they're giving me vouchers for parking. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's not. Only if you're female boxing you get that really. Like you're a lot for that. Since I'm not female, bro, you don't get that, bro. You don't get that. We need extra. Do you have an extra female flag, bro, that I can put on my mic?
Shit, he wanted to park where the tents were. Like 3 blocks away. We go, no, you can't do that.
Come on, now you got that YouTube.
Bro, dude, you keep thinking I'm female boxing, bro. I'm definitely not female boxing. Damn, it did though. Yeah, blew up while everyone was at Fox Studios, bro. Everyone but me. You did though. I appreciate you. You did come through. You did come through. You always come through. Man, I was gonna be like your cameraman. Oh yeah, how much, bro? How much?
Wait for me, please.
Go ahead, bro. They're already probably subscribed.
That time I was using all kinds of foul language.
I was using all kinds of foul language. Hey, someone was commenting that Caleb turned 12 million. Have you heard anything about this? We gotta leave it. Let's leave this chair area. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. That's, yeah. So. Yeah. All right, we'll just take this. All right.
There you go. Couldn't tell you with a backpack on. I'll see you lovely people later. I'm gonna go home.
Is that shit pointing at me or pointing at?
Oh yeah,
No, you good.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm glad I just saw that, because I was literally gonna say, do you guys want to be like Ellie and go suck up Jaylee on love? You didn't catch what I said?
No, I didn't.
He's one of the ones that loves the hot mic.
Oh, I'm like,
loves him some hot mic.
I'm like, do you want to be like Ellie and go suck up the jelly on love?
This one even got closer to the mic.
No, I went closer to him. That way he could hear it.
You got closer.
You want to go do that?
Go ahead.
Nah. I'm alright, dog. I put my lips elsewhere, not on a cock.
Wow. There's a lot of sound clips coming out of this.
The next time I kiss a man's ass will be the first time I kiss a man's ass.
Man, that's not the word on the street, bro.
Complaining!
Made an appearance.
So, surprised he isn't wearing stockings.
Amanda's a little cutie pie. Amanda Serrano?
You didn't know that?
I did. I just never seen her
in person.
IRL.
The first time you interviewed her?
Mm-hmm. I haven't gone to New York, bro. I'm not Fino. Which one?
Actually, it was Demetrius Andre, but no one knew he was fighting.
Oh, that's cold.
Bro, they all left. They were asking me to go to fight.
Oh, the
That was
boo-boo
the
fight.
main event.
That was the boo-boo fight, yeah.
He was the co-main event.
He was the co-main, yep.
Oh.
So everyone left.
Who was the main?
It was Jake. It was Demetrius Andre.
Demetrius Andre. Wasn't Jojo Diaz on it too?
Jojo, yeah.
Jojo was on it as well, yeah.
Wasn't Jojo about?
It was
he
Super Bowl
fought,
weekend, right?
Farmer.
Super Bowl weekend, yup.
He fought Farmer. Yeah. Oh, that was Miami.
That was Miami.
That was Miami, yes.
Serrano fought like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, but see, I'm barely becoming a big boy, bro. I'm barely traveling for stuff. I don't have that Fino treatment. I don't have that Fino history. You know what I'm saying? I'll get there, bro. I'll get there.
I mean, bro, you already got 71K.
Damn. Thank you, bro.
You'll be at the Boxing Voice level very soon.
You know what's funny is that when I hit 69, I was gonna like post it and make a joke about it, and then
I figured you were about to say
like
that
2
too.
days and the shit fucking took off, bro. I was like, oh well. I mean, I'd rather have that problem, right? Like
That's not a bad one to have.
I'd rather have like the problem of like the shit going too fast.
Not dropping.
Yeah.
Man.
I'll do it at 169 in like a week.
I'm trying to figure out how you could go from kissing Manny Pacquiao's team's ass about 6 hours ago to now kissing another team's ass. Just like that transfer of ass kissing is just. There's a level and commitment and style to that.
There has to be a level where you fucking have to put some respect on you.
Damn, like
bro, okay, if you're gonna suck one dick, okay, I get it. You gotta go below everyone in boxing. It's like, damn.
it's now here's the thing though. I'm trying to find out what the technique is. Does like he switch knees? Is it double knee? Is it just straight on one knee? Like I'm trying to figure out.
Or not standing, but.
Does he use it?
Took a lot of work.
Does he use the Jenna Hayes? Does he use the Jenna Hayes 2-hand stroke, or does he cradle the balls with one and then stroke it? Like I don't know what's going on here.
I don't even know if this is like YouTube is okay with this talk. I don't even know. Like we might get flagged just on some nonsense.
And I thought I was worried about the shit I was talking last
Yeah,
week.
bro. You were
All I
just-
gotta say is
was
nothing.
good.
All I gotta say is nothing we're saying is false. Like we're pretty accurate with what we say here.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that. Even the fighters know that.
Even the fighters know that. Like I've seen females in this game less on their back than him. I think we all heard that already, bro. Ah, man. Here, let me follow you to your hotel room. See, look, let me follow you out. That way no one else can get an interview with you. That's it, right?
Hi, everyone in this area, please stay to that side more and off the stage, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, we just want to sell this. Break it down.
never get the mark. You'd be so big and famous. You're going to see those guys like Mark. There you go. On that note. Bye, guys. See you this weekend, maybe.
That's right, the All-Star game. Got a reason to drink. Work on video.
Listen to Stephen A. Smith.
I don't understand his language. I need a translator for him. That and a mute button. He yells too much.
All right, Cam. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right here? All right, brother.
Where are you going tomorrow?
Yeah. San Antonio.
You're going to San Antonio tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We're you're out of Long Beach, though, right?
Yeah,
And
but we'll meet in
then
Phoenix.
in Phoenix.
Yeah, we're in Phoenix. Yeah.
I think I only have like 45 minutes to get like to the next plane or something.
Yeah.
It's like 8:45 to like 9.
That's enough time.
30 or some shit like that, right? Yeah.
That's enough time.
The Benavides fight?
For which one?
Benavides fight?
No, we're going for the Charlo.
Okay.
Charlo Castaña. And I got my boy who's gonna pick us up and drop us off. Well, he's gonna go as well to try to see if we can whatever we can get with the YMCA.
Oh, okay, dope.
Hopefully.
Are we gonna try that WBC thing?
Yeah, well, that's till 6.
Oh, okay. That'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope, bro. That's super dope. Thank you for sending that up. I should take pause.
Well, that's why they wanted us on the side. We're not in the background. I think it's perfect.
Fuck that. I'm in the background. Yeah, we probably should have kicked us out. We're just chilling in the background.
In my professional opinion.
I'm not gonna be like, nah, I got to stick around.
Now I'm not leaving. Fuck that.
All I know is this.
I can be back.
All I know is this. He better clean the spit off the floor. Yeah, because he's still drooling.
He's going no tissues, isn't he?
He's going no tissue.
No tissues. no wet wipes.
None.
All loose and shit.
To quote Master Ace, he can't spit, so he obviously must swallow.
How do you look yourself in the mirror? That's what I want.
I had a joke for that one. Ooh. Ooh. All while spinning a cradle.
Who's that chick he's talking to?
Man, it's a 13-inch screen, bro. You can't even see her fully from here, dog.
She's cute.
You do not have 20/20 vision like that.
She does look cute.
Almost anybody looks cute on the 13-inch screen, though.
No, that girl's definitely cute for sure.
No, I'm not actually out with you guys.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking off too.
Out of here?
Yeah,
All
just
right,
a
bro.
favor.
See you.
Don't try to follow up that type of suckage in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Be safe.
Peace out, brother. Peace out, man.
Yeah. 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 I'm spending more time with your husband, like, these days. I see him more than, well, I'm not dating anybody, so. All right, see you guys.
Kevin Long used to come over my house and stay at my house and record us on Thursday. Nigga, this is before he made his bed. Yeah. He used to be on my sleep. No, in bed. Kevin Long, how that tip was, yeah. So I could see that before this one a little better. Oh yeah, did he die? Yeah, I heard something about him passing away. Yeah. Look at that, man. Everybody tell me that shit. That had a bad life. Look, this has a code. Look, you know, this has a code. Feel me?
Alright, people, make sure you guys like the channel, hit the subscribe button. Here's Jake Paul over here. So you guys go watch Jake.
No, first he want to get his shit out, so he want to start playing. He'll work with bodies like this. Because, yeah, before you know it, you have some bodies.
I've been writing Woodley Paul.
So you can make a line, don't worry about it.
public.
Catch up with you. Sure.
Oh, this shit's small, bro. That's pretty dope.
But it holds like what? It's like 16 gigs, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And this water stayed cold the whole time.
Excellent.
To the last drop, because the one they had up there was hot. When you tell me to get the video, I text you back, but I text the wrong person.
Oh, wow.
I cheat on my math test.
I listened to your podcast, girl.
She was talking about that other guy.
Oh, yeah, the other thing. How did he win you back? A FaceTime call. Not calling Chuck. Look at this face. You blame me? Are you guys back together officially?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, here we are. It's breaking news. I think so.
Last time we talked, you said you wanted to be a young dad. You were serious about settling down. Do you still feel
I
that
think we
way?
might get married.
Which one's the video with Tyron?
The one where you see my feet where I was
And
standing
then,
behind.
then you, okay.
Yeah, that's the end of it where I turned it
The
off.
other ones are just like press conference stuff, right?
Yeah, when Jake Paul walks in.
Okay.
Like I was gonna post that on your page when he walks in. You know?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
But I can't get the yellow color out of there. The video's like really yellow, and I don't know why. I don't like it. I mean, I don't think. I mean, it was just the way my camera took it on my phone. But it's annoying the fuck out of me.
No, man, this is gonna take too long. This shit's like taking 22 minutes. So yeah, I think
I can post both of their walk-ins.
Oh, you have both of them?
I got both of them.
Let me see.
I got him.
Then I get a chance. Yeah, fuck it. Push it. I like it.
Okay.
And just put, you know, Tyron Woodley enters, you know, Tyron Woodley, whatever, you know, some like one sentence, like.
It doesn't say it's recording. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm tired.
Really? On a press day?
Yeah.
We're already there? We're already tired? Okay, well, let's...
No, I got this though. I got this.
Got this? You got the energy for me?
Yeah, I got this.
Okay. All right. All right, I'm Rachel. Very nice to meet you, Jake. Let's get right to it. Jake, when you thought about what you wanted to be as a kid, was it this?
In some ways, yeah. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I just didn't think it was going to be this. I didn't think it was going to be boxing. I grew up wanting to play in the NFL. I was very serious about it. My dad got my brother.
All right, peeps, I'm gonna get out of here. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Always bringing you guys live content. I'm gonna be in San Antonio starting tomorrow, so I will be bringing you guys live content then as well. So hit the bell icon so that you can be notified when my show goes live. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
They love it.